The first thought that comes to mind with me and being a minimalist is the person that is practicing being a minimalist is the first person that's going to be in line when the crap hits the fan for I need help. The word minimalist to me means I need help. Good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Welcome to my shop today. Way too hot to be working outdoors today. But what I wanted to touch on today is minimalist. Minimalist. That seems to be one of the tag words of the of what's going on now is minimalist. I want to be a minimalist. Well, let's talk about my thoughts on being a minimalist. I can't even say it, so let's stop saying it. The tongue wants to get tangled up in my teeth. The first thought that comes to mind with me and being a minimalist is the person that is practicing being a minimalist is the first person that's going to be in line when the crap hits the fan for I need help. The word minimalist to me means I need help. It's that simple. I watch some of these people again on YouTube. I'm a minimalist. I live with nothing. I got the clothes on my back and voila. I am better than the rest of you because I am a minimalist. Because I don't need things. Well, you do. You don't live with nothing. You might not have nothing in your house, but you don't live on this planet with nothing. You eat every day. You have a roof over your head every day. You start thinking about the stuff that you do use every single day. So what happens in your minimalist life when you don't have anything? It's not out there anymore. The crap has hit the fan. When you go to the grocery store, the stuff isn't on the shelf like it used to be. That's the way it is here in this state anyways. So, you're the minimalist. You got to go to the grocery store and get yourself one egg, I guess. I buy eggs by the dozen. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. But when you go to the grocery store and there's no eggs, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I take it you probably don't have a car either. So the bus isn't running today. What are you going to do? The bus isn't running because there's no fuel for the bus. Because the crap has hit the fan in this country. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I don't think we've hit the bottom yet. So what are you going to do in another 6 months or a year? And the bus isn't running and you're going to walk? I suppose. You don't own a bicycle because minimalists, I guess, don't own anything. So that's why I say when things, you go to get them things that you normally get every single day and they're not there. That's why I say that means that you are the first person that's going to have their hands out saying, I need help. Because you've got nothing behind you to back you up. I'm sitting in my shop right now. I very rarely have to go to a hardware store because I've been 50 years saving and adding to the hardware that's in this store. Most of it came from scrap piles, salvage piles. I don't throw that stuff away. It's usable. It's got value. But if you're a minimalist and you got to get rid of everything because, man, you can't have anything around, you're the one. You don't have any options. By having a shop like this, I have options. By having Beaver Creek Deer Camp that I'm building up, I have options. When the crap hits the fan, you need options. Having $1 million in the bank isn't one of those options. It will be at first, but if there's no bread in the store to buy, it doesn't matter if it costs 50 cents or if it costs $10,000. There's no bread in the store. So if there's no bread, $1 million in the bank's not going to save you at all. So this falls back on that, being a minimalist. Okay, so you got all your money, but you got nothing that'll back you up. And what I mean by nothing, I mean nothing. You might not even have any skills to take care of yourself, even if you had a few basics. And what I mean by that, okay, somebody gives you a package of squash seeds. If you've never in your life figured out where food comes from, you're not going to know what to do with that package of squash seeds, or pumpkin seeds, or corn seeds, or if somebody gave you a bag of seed potatoes, you're not going to know what to do with them seed potatoes to turn that into 100 pounds of food. Because if you're being a minimalist, then you probably are that way in other areas in your life. And I'm picking on you because I've got a feeling in this country there's a lot of people that don't know where food comes from, and a lot of people that are living right on the edge because everything that they need is just down the road at the store. Well, we're coming into a time right now in this country that I believe that not only are things going to start costing a heck of a lot more than they are right now, but you're just not going to be able to get your hands on it. Period. So what does that mean to somebody like myself? What that means, somebody like myself, is money is probably worthless, or it's going to take a heck of a lot of money to do what you need to do. So now trading, bartering, stuff like that probably comes way up high on the list. But if you're a minimalist, you don't even have anything to trade or barter with. You know, you could barter a bucket of nails for a chicken if you had a bucket of nails. You know, somebody building a chicken coop might need some nails, might need some screws, might need some hinges. You know, stuff that a year ago you could find at the dump, or you throw it away or whatever. You could put it in a bin, and now you've got hinges to trade with. Maybe that's where the good cash flow is going to come from in a year from now or 6 months from now. Trading, bartering, you know, barter a bunch of pumpkins, you know, for 5 gallons worth of gasoline. You know, who knows? I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I am trying to say if you're practicing being a minimalist and you think it's all right to not have anything on the shelf, I think you're missing the boat. I think you're missing it pretty hard right now if you haven't already noticed. And we got plenty of people that got their hands out every time there's a disaster in this country. What is the government going to do for me? Well, I'm going to ask that question right now. In the last 3 years since all this crap started, 2.5 years ago, with the big COVID scare. Oh, I said the word COVID. I know. All this crap started with the big COVID scare, and the government was going to save us, and the government was going to help us. Is the government helping you? Have you been saved by the government? Are they still helping you? My view, no way in HELL. I've seen in the last 2.5 years, I've seen grocery stores empty, and not empty, but shelves empty. I mean, the other day my wife went to buy eggs and there wasn't an egg to be bought in the whole store. You ever heard of a store not having eggs in the USA? I haven't. in the 50 years that I've been buying stuff. So if you know, what's going to happen? Right now, you got to plan ahead. You know what I mean? If you want to have some coffee on the shelf, you've got to buy a couple coffees and put them on the shelf. Because sometimes when we go to buy coffee, it's not there. Now, I like my coffee. So, now if I can't get coffee, I do have options. But you don't have that option because you haven't taken the time to learn any skills. You haven't taken the time to figure out, what am I going to do if I can't buy my coffee? If I can't go to Starbucks and get my coffee, or I can't go to Dunkin' Donuts, or I can't whatever. I can't go down to the local store and get my coffee. What are you going to do? You don't know. Because in your life, you haven't taken the time to learn just some basic skills on how to survive without somebody handing it to me and me handing them some cash. We might be coming into a time where cash and everything else is going to be just as worthless as not having anything on the shelf to back you up. Plain and simple. If I can't buy coffee, my alternative is I have tea bags. I'll drink tea, but no problem with that. If I can't buy tea, then I will be drinking blue spruce tea from the forest. Or I'll be drinking chagar tea from the forest. There's lots of things out there that I can turn into a supplement for my coffee. I'm not afraid of that a bit. I know how to do it. I know where to find it. And I know how to make it work. You don't just pick it off the tree sometimes, shove it in a pot and stick it over the fire and say you got tea. You might have something, but it won't be a smooth tea and it won't be a good tea. So anyways, that's enough on being a minimalist. I hope you get the point. If you're not setting up for the future right now, you're making a mistake. That's my thought, and that's where I come from. So I will see you next week, and you guys have a great week.